Big game tomorrow at Waverley. Collingwood against St Kilda. Carlton play Melbourne at Princes Park. Geelong and Brisbane at Cardinia Park. Footscray Fitzroy at the Western Oval. On Sunday, Sydney against Richmond, and take note of the time, Adelaide and Essendon, 5:30 Eastern, Hawthorn the bye. Check your local guys for details of coverage right around Australia on 7 Sport. Quarter by quarters, 1-3 North in that term. They kicked the first goal of the quarter. West Coast kicked the last 5 of the term. They're right back in it. It's 10-11-71 to 9-10-64. Week 16 underway in the NBL season. It's already begun on Friday night. In fact, last night, Southern Melbourne defeated by the Gold Coast Rollers. So just check your local guides for 7's coverage of the NBL Amscar Series at Amaroo Park, Sunday, July the 28th. Again, check your local guides for telecast details of Amscar Series. With Gerard Healy, I reckon we've timed it a bit better. Those sirens have gone off. You've had a chance to listen to Wayne Schimmelbusch and Mickey Malthouse. What have they been telling us?
Thanks, Bruce. Well, we did time it a little bit better. Well, Wayne Schimmelbusch was very agitated, and no wonder, considering what's riding on this game for North Melbourne. He urged his players to tackle their toes off and maintain the pressure on the Eagles. Go direct to Longmire and keep the ball in the forward line. Malthouse, well, he was pretty fired up at three-quarter time, and he expects them to win this game and told them in no uncertain fashion. He issued the challenge and said they must win the ball from the centre. And for all those people sitting at home in their nice warm lounge rooms, it's currently 8 degrees and freezing down here.
Good on you, Gerard. Thanks
the gloves look nice, don't they?
Yes, and
taking a leaf out of Dennis Cometti's book, I think.
And everything else. Okay, West Coast trailing by 7 points. Malthouse drumming home the message. Will they make it 16 out of 17? As we take a look at some of the stats. And what do they tell us, Bernie Quinlan?
Well, third quarter, you would expect the West Coast to be on top in most areas, kicking 5 goals to 1 for the quarter. They won in the kicks, they won in the handballs, slightly down in the marks. What about the tackles? That's fairly even also. But look at the hit-outs to North Melbourne. And that's because the big bloke, Michael Gallagher's been dominating the ruck, and really the West Coast have had very little in the ruck in that department tonight. They're really missing Dean Irving. Centre breaks 5-2 in favour of West Coast Eagles, though, so it really matters when the ball hits the ground. Mainwaring played better that quarter, also Turley, and I think Kemp has been fantastic, and also Barrich on that forward line. He certainly provided a target.
Well, the first goal is going to be pretty important, Bruce, I think.
Is it ever?
Also for North, I think, you know, they really need to get the first goal if they're to win the game.
Even money bet from here on in?
Oh, most definitely. I think that the experience of the Eagles will stand them in good stead, but North have got such a lot at stake.
North playing for it all here, 71-64. 7-point margin. Kangaroos to the right, West Coast to the left. Remember, West Coast has kicked the last 5 goals in this game after trailing by 39 points very early in the third quarter. Matera, Waters, a loose man created, can attack the goal front and kick it to Sumich. Kicked 3 Sumich tonight, missed an easy one in the third quarter.
That's what you said, Robbo, wasn't it? Robbo, just so important to get the ball out of the centre of the ground, which they did. Maybe a lucky one with Matera taking that chest mark from the miss kick, but he saw to get the ball on very quickly, and they made space across that half-forward line. Plenty of Eagles players there ready to accept the pass.
Well, in the favourite spot for Peter Sumich. He's been averaging 4.9 goals a game in 1991. This for his 4th tonight. And it's close. He's got it. 4 to Sumich. West Coast within 1 point. 10-11 to 10-10.
It was a terrific third quarter by the Eagles. They put themselves in a position. There's the mark again. A good pass there. They put it out in front. That was Scott Waters, the pass, out in front of Sumich. And Sumich leading to the side of the ground, which favours his left foot kicking towards goal. He's kicked 4 goals, 1 for the night.
And again, they've just got the ball out of the centre. Gallagher is dominating the ruck contest, but the Eagles are taking the football away.
And
now they're being penalised for not moving it on North Melbourne.
There's Donald McDonald laying over the ball. So a good decision by the umpire.
And Waters spots a player on his own out on that outer wing. It's Lockyer. Oh, he's caught with the football. McDonald kicks it off the ground, close to the boundary line. It goes over. Bernie, you're shaking your head.
Oh, very untidy, wasn't it, Robbo?
Incredible.
Very.
Helping the arms and legs do what he wanted them to do, that's for sure. Boundary throw in. Gallagher gets the tap down again. Ball at half forward. and desperate stuff by Johnny Worsfold, the umpire will call for a bounce. It's about 2 kicks from North Melbourne's goal, and it's been difficult to get those long goals all night, although Mark Roberts kicked a beauty at the end of the second quarter. Pike goes to McKenna, McKenna to Langdon, and the Eagles looking reasonably good. Langdon's kick into the left forward pocket. Sumich gets Martin behind through the ball, but Brayshaw, the vice-captain on that last line of defence, taps it over for a boundary throw-in. Barrich looking for a deliberate out of bounds, but the central umpire having nothing of that, so we'll have a boundary throw-in about 35 metres around from the Eagles' goal.
Fairley and Langdon. Fairley wins it. Rock couldn't take it. Pike. Heady with him with McGrath and Matera. Now Turley tries to shrug the tackle off, can't do so. McGrath's kick goes nowhere. Langdon goes back. Heady caught. Run down by German. Rock on the up. A good handball to Brayshaw, to McRae. Will North mount something here? They need the next goal. Roberts in the centre, but with some space. Thumps it. Longmire waits down in the end. Ramiro, who was so good early, but quieter in the third quarter. Lamb round the body, back on Ramiro now. Kemp got Brennan inside him. Goes towards Turley. Free kick.
That's a mark, I think, Bruce.
Yeah,
if it had been a free kick, I'm sure it was going to be what you were going to say.
Did he pay the mark, Robbo? Did he on
the shoulder?
Well, I think it may have been a free too, Bruce. I'm with you.
Should let it go.
Turley squares it to Waterman, who chips it to Sumich. Sits now. Matera. Good play. Barrich. One out against Brayshaw, who thumps it to the boundary line. And the ball in. Just trying to remember the last time West Coast were in front, I reckon, was when Sumich kicked that goal very early in the match. It's been a long time, and they're within 1 point.
I'd be with you, Bruce. Certainly North Melbourne have controlled the game for most of it that I can recall. The ball at the back with Anthony Rock. He clears for North Melbourne. Out wide to the wing. Will it favour Peter German? No, Guy McKenna. He's caught, though. Ramiro handballs it to himself. Lamb worries them all out of it. Handball over the top. Matera caught there by Ramiro. The handball falls with McKenna. Slow motion stuff. McKenna's left foot kick. A little too high for Kemp. The ball now with Langdon. He's coming into the play. Carl Langdon. Handball to Lamb. In turn to Pike. He's caught. Ball at centre half forward for the Eagles. McRae, left foot kick. And it's been marked by Fairley. North Melbourne will get out of trouble. Steaming clear was McRae. Kicks it long towards half forward. No mark taken back here. Here's Lockyer, caught with the football. Gets the handball away to Brennan. Eagles go forward again. Brennan's long kick towards centre half forward. Marking contest. Here's a chance now for Main Waring. Runs onto the football. Still got it. Pushed into the ground. Langdon has it 50 metres from goal. Short pass into the pocket. Really wasn't direct football. And it's over for a boundary throw-in in that right forward pocket.
No, that wasn't the play, was it, Robbo? He really, it had to be spot on. Otherwise, it made it very tough for Turley.
Well, we were here a couple of minutes ago with Fairley and Langdon. Oh, Heady read it well. Shot by Heady. Goal.
Into it.
The first time since the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. Schwass has got the foot. He's caught. Gets the handball away. He's been penalised. Now the advantage is paid to the Eagles. Pike at half-back. Left foot kick. Out in front of Main Waring. Attempted kick off the ground with the left. Successful with the right. Looking a little slow. Stevens. Runned into the ground by Langdon in the back. And a definite free kick. Carl Langdon, you can't argue about that.
Well, sometimes they go the other way, Robbo. So it's maybe Carl Langdon. It was a good, ferocious tackle by Langdon. Let's have a look at it again. But certainly the momentum into Stevens' back, so fair enough.
McKenna goes after it again. Schwass, Jakovic, Kemp, good play again, gets the ball clear to Waterman. They go forward once again. Waterman's kick to Sumich. He's got it. At centre half forward, he drops it. Round onto the left foot. He thumps it long across his right shoulder. But it's a stray and hits the behind post after being knocked first by McGrath, yep. So it's a boundary throw-in.
Yes, has to be a boundary throw-in, but Sumich could have held that mark, Robbo. He had a chance. He manoeuvred Michael Martin. Good use of his body, then dropped that one. It wasn't a difficult mark to take.
5 points in front. West Coast winning all the man-on-man duels at the moment. Heady. Lamb. Caught. Stevens with a bounce. It was Barrich, actually, not Lamb. Ramiro versus Lamb. Scholl got time to steady up because Matera went to ground. Short to Roberts. Got to set something up here. Not a good handball because Stevens had nowhere to go. Ended up going straight back to Roberts, who gets good distance. McDonald played Lockyer. Or Djakovic, well done. Gallagher's got to try and break the tackle. The handball, he concedes ground. Waters, Djakovic, Mainwaring, Kemp. Waterman, who's had a very good second half. Langdon the target. And West Coast have found their right form here. Sumich.
He's a good player, Peter Sumich.
Oh, he's a wonderful player.
He leads one way, leads the other. Certainly Michael Martin hasn't given him much space, but gee whiz, he's kicked 4 against a really hard fullback.
But a really well-weighted pass there from Carl Langdon too.
The whole setup, Bernie, was terrific from the back pocket, wasn't it?
It was a full forward stream, that one, Bruce, actually, because there was heaps of space in the forward line where Sumich could lead, and really it was going to be tough as soon as Langdon got it and moved the ball on quickly.
Sumich to kick his 5th from 45 metres out, and he's cooked it badly, as he can do occasionally, and has 4 goals too. But West Coast lead by a goal. They have kicked the last 7 goals of this match, and North need to get one just to get some momentum back.
Brayshaw's kick in comes to this near side. The mark is taken by McRae in front of Waters. North Melbourne now striving to get the ball clear. Up towards the wing. Good mark. Great mark taken by Wayne Schwass. He's had 13 kicks and 11 hand passes. That's his 4th mark, and it really was an important one. Just behind the wing. Long kick, drop punt up towards half forward. At the back, big punch by Brennan, but he's allowed Roberts a little bit of space. Lamb fumbles, gets around onto that favoured left foot. Short pass is not too bad, but it's a little too far for Djakovic. And it's hurried over by Chandler, just forward of the wing in North Melbourne's attacking half. Crocker there on the boundary line, about to take his place back on the playing arena. Gallagher doing the ruck work. Taken by Stevens. Kick towards half forward. In the Longmire direction. He's caught. Still got the football. Flips it to the back. Roberts into an open goal. Will kick it. Roberts.
Scores level at the MCG. West Coast and North at 11-11 apiece. Matera, Scholl. 2 half forward, too far for Starutski.
Maybe that's the lift they need, Bruce. That goal coming from Roberts. It's broken the drought. They've been well beaten by West Coast in the second half of the match. So maybe that's just broken the stalemate for them.
Gallagher and Djakovic. Test of strength. Matera joins in. Well, North can do this. They can have patches in matches where they don't get a sniff and then dominate for 15 or 20 minutes. Plenty of time left. Djakovic and Gallagher. Scholl taps it forward. Rock back to Gallagher. Left foot round the body. Gets a bit of distance. Mainwaring drops it and runs it out. So North have got it up within about 40 metres of goal. And they conjure something from the boundary throw in. Djakovic and Gallagher. Gallagher at the back. Ramiro. Caught by Lamb. Waters misses it. McRae. McKenna off the ground, only as far as Scholl. Left-hand handball to Stevens. OK, can steady up here. Long one. Good kick. Fairley's there with Lockyer. North in front by a point. 11-12 to 11-11. And their fans say, blow the siren, Robbo.
I'm sure they do, Bruce, but there's 14 minutes left and plenty of time for both sides to take control of the game. Brennan to kick the ball back. He's elected to go straight up the ground. Goes about 60 metres, nearly into the centre. And an Eagles mark taken by Mainwaring, looking to move it on. The kick is smothered off the boot, but fortunately it rebounds to Djakovic. Up to half forward, no mark taken. Running onto it, Barrett. He's caught by Brayshaw, must get a free kick. No, play on. Still with the Eagles. Well, luck's a fortune. Langdon will kick them to the goal front. Martin can't mark. Still the ball to be defended, and it is grandly by that great fullback Michael Martin. and he kicks it out towards half-back, and a terrific mark taken by McKenna.
He's all-class, McKenna. He looked to be out of position there, and yet he was still able to put his arms up and take a terrific grab.
And McKenna, obviously, trying to give it off, passes it in towards centre-half forward, looking for Sumic, and he's got it. A little too easy for Wayne Schimmelbusch, I would think.
Well, Matty Larkin sensed the danger there and got back to fill up that hole, but he couldn't get a hand to that one. And Sumic, perfectly weighted pass there.
Shaking your head, Bruce. What do you think?
Maybe Matty Larkin not hard enough at it, do you think, Bruce?
He should have taken it. He should have at least got his hand on it.
Larkin.
Absolutely.
Okay, Sumic is kicking from well within scoring distance, but he hooked the ball just a minute ago and missed badly. This kick is off to the left, is it? Very close, and it's through for another behind to the Eagles, so scores a level once again. 11-12 apiece with just under 13 minutes left.
Well, it's turned into a thriller. A game that's been dominated by North for a half, West Coast for a 1 and a bit quarters, and now they're going stride for stride, kick for kick. Matera, Waterman, who I reckon's been terrific in the second half. Brayshaw and Heady. Langdon, who is a thumping kick. Martin versus Sumic. Oh, Sumic did well. Left foot and the behind. I reckon Sumic has got a point to prove here.
I thought he marked that one, Bruce.
I think he marked it. Was a mark, but maybe it was called play on.
Yes, but why was it called play on? Maybe Martin got his hand to it first. But certainly a great attempt by Sumic to put himself in the position to take that on the second grab.
Brayshaw looks for Schwash, who goes against Matera, who works him out of the play.
Matera nearly falling over. Handball long into the pocket. Waterman forced to kick with the right foot. Not a bad kick to the goal front. Barrage can't mark. Ball at the back. And it's hurried through for another behind to the West Coast Eagles. And they just inch their way to the lead by 2 points. Brayshaw kicks into this near side. Who's home? Mark is taken by Larkin. Looks to get past Sumic. Does so successfully. Kicks it long. North Melbourne out of trouble. Can the mark be taken here? It is by McRae. McRae on centre wing. North desperately need to get a goal. The kick in towards half forward. Langdon's back there. It's punched away. But Crocker had his hands on it. Not quite long enough. Boundary throw in right half forward for North Melbourne. Eagles lead by 2 points. They've trailed for most of the night. And a top performance by North Melbourne, and it'd be an injustice for them to lose, but the Eagles, great sides win close games. Ramiro nearly caught. Gallagher goes back to Chandler. Chandler's kick to within scoring distance for North Melbourne. And a mark is taken back there by Lockyer. Handballs away. Worsfold, risky business. Longmire chases. Worsfold gets the Eagles out of trouble, and his long kicks finds touch a long, long way away from the North Melbourne goal in safety.
Robbo, Crocker is now playing at centre-half back for North Melbourne, and Ian Fairley playing at full forward.
Gee, the ruckman could hardly get there. There's Schimmer looking on. 2 point margin. 10.5 minutes remaining. Pike caught. Rock runs into trouble. German. Little kick touched off the boot. It'll be play on here. Brennan, who has been very good back there. Roberts has given him plenty to worry about, but Brennan stood up to it. Mainwaring. Brayshaw with one hand, then gets back, falls on top of it. Barrich with him, and just as Heady was, I think, licking his chops, it'll be a ball up. 11-14, 11-12. Barrich just a little poke on the eye, maybe nothing there. That 78-80. Gee, how important the next goal. Could tell the tale here. Langdon thumps it to half forward. Attempting Brayshaw to half volley it. Now Stevens quickly plays on. Wobbly drop punt, and good mark by Worsfold. Poor kick, really.
Yes, important mark to Johnny Worsfold. Threw himself across there. Telling mark by the skipper.
It's where McKenna and Worsfold are so handy, aren't they? Across that half-back line. Now Waters.
Stands his ground beautifully, Waters, and gets the handball away to Waterman. Waterman's kicked to half forward. Heady can't mark. McGrath didn't quite know where the football went. Brayshaw leads. Barrich, the tackler, does it well. Ball now with Rock. Inside 50 metres. Lovely little kick across to centre half back, and the mark has been taken by Larkin. Handball over the top. They may mount something here. McGrath from centre-half back. Wide. No. He's basically kicked it straight to the Eagles.
Yeah, poor kick.
The turnover was bad. Brennan pumps it back. In front. Great mark taken by Turley. Allowed to play on too easily by Chandler. Into the pocket. The mark taken by Sumich. And the Eagles just a little steadier, Bernie, in the crunch, aren't they?
Well, it was excellent play. I know what Michael Martin's saying. He was saying I was shepherded out of it by Heady. As we see this again in replay, there's Heady.
Oh,
he certainly copped one for his corner as well.
Tried very hard to get past the Heady shepherd, didn't he?
Oh, well.
Sumich going for goal number 5.
There's some interesting things, don't you, the second time round?
It is terrible, isn't it? That slow-mo replay. Sumich hooks it, and hooks it terribly into the pocket, and it's touched over the line. It could have nearly been allowed to go over by the North Melbourne player, which would have been a free kick to North Melbourne, but now we've got a boundary throw.
Sumich has kicked 1 goal 3 in the final quarter, and that miss also, so he's had a few shots at goal.
Langdon over the shoulder. Rattles the post. And now has a chat to Scholl. 11-15, 11-12. Not good play a moment ago by Brayshaw, was it? I mean, he's tapped it over the line. He really should have let it go and take the mark.
That's right. It really was a free kick.
Langdon, rather Brayshaw's kick towards Scholl. Turley got in the way. Still with Scholl. Squeezes it round the body. German. With some strength and balance. Kept his feet and kicks it to Ramiro. Wonderful football to Rock. Longmire. Important ball, Worsfold.
Oh, shocking hand pass, Bruce.
Awful. Ramiro able to get there with Pike, whose strength was good, though.
Oh, Pike was good there.
He was, wasn't he? Stood his ground.
It was vital, that.
But why would you hand pass there to a player who was completely covered?
A telegraph, too, wasn't it, Bernie? It was always a hand pass that was going to be dangerous.
Flat-footed the whole lot.
Yep.
81-78, 7 minutes remaining. Goals are pretty hard to get in this last quarter. Been very few of them, only 3 kicked. Turley has played a cameo role tonight. Langdon. Crocker goes with him. McGrath's going to have to go. Nice give by Barracks to Heady. Martin should take it. Does. Sumich will get him. Martin gets away. Turley against the play. Oh, Djakovic too easy there against Gallagher.
Djakovic now, just summing up the situation, kicks it long and does it pretty well. 45 metres, but no one home. Langdon out of position, mark taken by Crocker, just outside 50 metres. North Melbourne striving hard to get back that lead. They trail at the moment. There's only 1 kick in it. Djakovic punches it towards the wing. In turn, North Melbourne get it through Schwass. Schwass onto the right foot. Kick towards half forward. Marking contest here. Worsfold bumped off it by Staritsky. Here goes Jose. What can Jose do? From the right forward pocket, Jose hooks the ball into the left forward pocket, out on the full. And it looked to me as though it could have easily been awarded a behind. McIntosh kicks it in. 1-on-1 out here. Matera can't mark. Scholl taps it to his own advantage. Does pretty well, Craig Scholl. Over the top, Mark Roberts, goal number 3. It's got the distance. It's a goal. North Melbourne are in front.
84-81. The Kangaroos by 3 points. Roberts kicking his 3rd after Scholl had done superbly well to get it to him. Great mark, Heady. Quickly to Waters.
Peter German looked as though he was running around like a chook with his head cut off.
Well,
then,
it wasn't a good kick, was it, Robbo? But German gave German every opportunity to get back there and spoil, but he didn't look at where the ball was coming from.
He just ran around Waters.
50 metres out. Torpedo punt. Goal square. Martin. They'll force it through, and it's 11-16, 12-12 with 5 minutes remaining. North Melbourne leads by 2 points.
Could Heady have taken that mark, Bruce? He just about got over the top of the pack and hit him on the knee.
Well, he's been very good in those situations all year. Brayshaw takes a chance. He's kicked it quite well. Martin stood up under the pressure. They want this to go out of bounds, North Melbourne. It hasn't, but Kemp runs it out. Just unable to keep his footing.
And again, good work by Schwass. Just making it hard for his opponent.
Seconds tick away. 84-82. North Melbourne by 2 points in a thriller. Gallagher, Waters, caught. Djakovic, Chandler, Schwash, well played. Mainwaring. Jakovic, it was tight in the trenches there. Well played, McGrath. Very well played, McGrath. Scholl. Still with Scholl. An important kick. Longmire's got it. Not paid. Round the body, McDonald. Will it bounce? McIntosh back. And kicks it to McKenna, who's got a paddock.
McKenna, oh, he fumbles, and it goes over the boundary line.
Did you pay the mark to Longmire?
No, I think it was spoiled by his own teammate in the end, and that was, I think, Fairley, the player who came in there and spoiled him. So just a lack of understanding there from the two forwards.
Sturitsky bumped off the football nearly by Worsfold, and Johnny Worsfold going crook at the umpire. 3.5 minutes left. North Melbourne. Can they hang on? There are the fans. They're pretty excited, and so are we up here. North by 2 points. Fantastic game it's been. Jose, he's kicked 3. Now a chance for Chandler. Worsfold underneath it, can't mark. Opportunity for Fairley, he's caught by Worsfold. McKenna's caught. Now the West Coast will get clear. Waters over the top. It's a gamble. Lockyer to Brennan, and Brennan will clear. And he clears beautifully, right onto the chest of Turley, who dropped the mark. Chandler pulled him out of the road. Play goes on. Still Chandler. He knocks it over. And a boundary throw will take place. We're under 3 minutes. North by 2 points.
19,339 here, and they're loving it.
Sorry, Bruce, a vital miss there by Turley.
Yes, spilt the mark. Umpire awake to it. Schwash doesn't go very far. Play on call. Pike tries to thump it away. Now Schwash takes the chance. Oh, sidesteps well. Matera. The run coming from Mainwaring, and he'll kick it to him now. Crocker stands his ground. Mainwaring, long handball. Waterman can't get there. McRae. Left foot. Chance for North here. Scholl should be away. Longmire provides the long lead. Good play at the back by McIntosh. Lamb's handball good. Lockyer's kick not so good. Stevens and Mainwaring. No free kick. Oh, great play by Waters. Suit return. Sumic. Martin. Brayshaw, the little give.
And McGrath, who stood up under the enormous pressure across that half-back line. Handball to Martin. Look at the determination on Mickey Martin's face. And he clears beautifully. A lovely long kick. Back there is Brennan. Drops a sitter. Still has the football. He's caught. Roberts the tackler. And North Melbourne will get the free kick too late. Is that in the back? No, it's got to go to North, doesn't it? Surely, for holding the ball.
Yes, Roberts to take the free kick. A great tackle by Roberts. Only a bit over a minute and a quarter left on the clock.
Like to be on North. Kick by Roberts. Great pass, Longmire. And you can take your time, Johnny, because every second now is precious for your team.
Could be good enough, I think, Robbo, couldn't it? A great lead by Longmire, and Mark Roberts, who's been terrific on that forward line. He's had a great night, Mark Roberts. 17 kicks, 7 hand passes, 7 marks, and has kicked 3 goals. Johnny Longmire lining up for his 4th.
There's a bloke out in the wings played a handy game too, Scholl. 21-5 and 5 marks.
It was a good kick, wasn't it? Hit the post.
Yes, it really was a good kick. Got good distance from a difficult position on the ground where the sand has been laid to try and give some sort of solidity.
Well, they lost by 3 points in their only defeat this year so far, West Coast. Will it be the same again? You would reckon that North were home with 15 seconds remaining. Larkin hold it there for North Melbourne. And they've done it. The Kangaroos have done what the Blues have done.
That's it, it's all over.
They've been able to beat the champs, the team that's lost just once in 16, make it 2 in 17. And you would reckon they've won the grand final.
Well, it was a great victory. I mean, they played very determined football. They won by 3 points, Bruce, 12-13-85. West Coast 11-16-82. And Jose Ramiro kicked 4 goals, 3 in the first quarter. Leading goal kicker for the West Coast, Peter Sumich with 4, Barrich with 3. And what a great performance by North Melbourne.
Well, they led by 39 points a minute into the second half, and Mickey Malthouse must have thought West Coast were gone. But the Eagles came back, and Gerard Healy's got Matthew Larkin with him.
It must have been a fantastic feeling when the siren went.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was like a final. We really worked hard tonight, and we thoroughly deserved our win. And to the boys' credit, we fought it right out. We got back in front when we looked like we were headed.
Preparation during the week?
Yeah, fantastic. We really look forward to this game, and everyone in the club was confident. I don't think many people outside the club gave us a chance, but we stuck it up. And
enjoy the win, mate.
Well, Matty Larkin saying it all there, 85-82.
It's a la Teddy Whitten, isn't it?
Sure is. So North Melbourne take a giant step towards the finals by beating West Coast by 3 points. 12-13-85 to 11-16-82. Well, West Coast had some chances in the last quarter. They kicked 2-6, but North managed to scrape through 2-2 and win a thriller at the MCG by 3 points. 12 goals, 13 to 11-16. A wonderful game, a terrific finish. North Melbourne really keeping their final 6 chances very much alive. And Bernie Quinlan and Ian Robertson, a result that Wayne Schimmelbusch will be absolutely delighted with.
Well, I think in the end, Bernie, it was perhaps North Melbourne very desperate to keep their place in the final 6, and the Eagles sitting nicely on top of the ladder. And that was probably the difference, do you think?
Maybe a little bit comfortable, you think, Robbo? The West Coast on top of the ladder, of course, and I did hear that they were somewhat lethargic during the week in their training over in Perth, and they were a little bit critical of a few of the West Coast people that came over, the journalists, about the way they did train. But they certainly did miss out in the ruck with the big bloke who was out, of course, and Irving, he's had a fantastic season. They started off a little bit sluggishly. North Melbourne, of course, very desperate. We know they're a desperate side. They were outclassed last week at Essendon, and they did have something to prove. And to, I suppose, just about everyone's surprise, they took the match out and did it in good style, Robbo.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Michael Gallagher, but they had some very good players. I thought Craig Scholl was a good player. The final quarter stats on the picture there. West Coast doing fairly well. What does that indicate to you? Maybe they wasted their opportunities in that last quarter?
Well, they certainly did, because Peter Sumich was very wasteful. Had he kicked straight in that last quarter, the West Coast would have certainly won the match, because he kicked 1 goal 3 and one that went right across the face of goal. So he's had 5 shots at goal and only scored once, as we look at the match stats. And, well, West Coast on top on the handballs. Centre breaks even again, as we saw Gallagher dominating the ruck 42-27. They missed out with Irving, and they really need him back in the side. Hepburn spent most of the second half on the bench, along with Kickett, who was caught on numerous occasions in that first half also, Robbo, and he had a very ordinary night.
I think it's amazing that you see a team who haven't made any real mistakes handling the football for, what, about 10 or 12 weeks, and tonight, the number of simple errors that they made was incredible.
So that's the situation before tonight. Geelong, the only team that North Melbourne have beaten in the 6, but they've taken the biggest scalp of them all tonight in taking West Coast. Feel like seeing one of the old grand finals, maybe way back to 1966? Well, Australian Football Video is presenting Name a Game. All you have to do is phone 008 035 665 for your catalogue, or pick one up from any Brash's store across Australia. The videos available include all grand finals from 1966, that was a classic, and all final series from 1987, and most televised home and away games of season 1991. Price $34.95, so call 008 035 665 for this weekend or business hours during the week. It will be terrific to have a look at some of the highlights, and speaking of highlights, there's been some brilliant marks taken throughout 1991 so far.
Here's kick to half forward. Rice again! Well,
goes for distance around the outer side. Silvani's the target.
Oh, Somerville, great grab.
Goes for Bennett at the back. What a mark! From the back pocket. To centre wing. Oh, volley! We've waited all day for you.
Bennett unloads with a long bomb. Huge kick down towards the square. Hutchinson, a magnificent grab. Mark of the day.
Bonnie, the lead is on.
Oh, quick back. Robertson.
Kicks it nicely from a 1 or 2 metre start. Oh, look at that! And Kepper!
Royal, the crumbs, pulls it back. Cracker, he's marked it.
Centre-half forward, kicks it in towards full forward. Kernahan, mark of the day, Stephen Kernahan.
Bairstow's kick. Oh, what a mark by Brownless! Who had a good third quarter. Irving, Somerville!
Kicks in towards the middle.
Nice. Oh, what a mark. That's a sensational grab.
Daniels has made good position. The kick by Grant.
Chance for North. Up towards the edge of the goal square. Allison! A mark! He'll still get it. He's leading and marking! What a mark by Sumich!
McMullen to the half-forward line. Buick will fly. Oh, what a mark by Darren Buick!
Lockyer towards half-back. Stewart low. Another opportunity. Simpson's long kick. Kick it! Oh, what a mark!
Kicks it into that far side. Oh, what a mark! Dale Lewis, mark of the day.
Centre wing, Cransberg, Swash, I should say, magnificent mark.
Wayne Schwartz, how's that, Bruce?
Welcome back, and Robbo, this was one of North Melbourne's best players.
It certainly was. Wayne Schwartz. His first half stats were very impressive. 12 kicks and 7 hand passes. Just a little quiet in the second half, but 5 very vital kicks in the last term when North were striving hard to get back the lead.
Dean Kemp, I was very impressed with him. I thought he was one of the players that got West Coast Eagles back into the match. 15 and 11, very good. 2 marks. Not a lot of tackles there, 1 tackle only, but gee, he's a very creative player and certainly gets the ball onto the forward line and gives the forwards a chance.
This guy was quite important because he played all night on Matera on the wing, and he had 27 possessions himself, but more importantly, he made Matera an ordinary player for the Eagles, and that was important because Matera's been such a good player for the Eagles for the last 6 or 8 weeks.
Chris Mainwaring, I thought he started off very quietly. That third term when the Eagles got back into the match, he had 9 possessions and he finished up with quite reasonable statistics, but very quiet early.
And Peter German gets a mention for North Melbourne, and it's not unusual for Peter German. He kicked a terrific goal in that second quarter and finished up with 22 possessions, and his was a very, very good game. He's a very even player, Peter German.
Scotty Waters, a very creative player for the West Coast Eagles, 10 and 13, and he gets himself out of trouble so easily on a number of occasions, gets the ball into the forward line. One of the very good smaller brigade from the West Coast Eagles.
Time now to check the CUB AFL 1991 Premiership Season League ladder.
Well, North Melbourne's moved up a position. 5th to 4th, Essendon has a chance to improve on that, but their match ratio is 64.7, and maybe they're safe for the 6th. West Coast still on top. Match ratio, the lowest they've had all year, 88.2. Well, you would have noticed that Collingwood and St Kilda weren't far away on the ladder. St Kilda just in the 6th, Collingwood in 8th position. It's an important match tomorrow. Collingwood, another club like Richmond with a long and proud history, a club that went for a long, long time, between 58 and 90, without winning a premiership. Let's take a look at the Maggies.
With outstanding forwards like Dick Lee and later Gordon Coventry, it wasn't surprising that Collingwood was one of the most successful of all VFL clubs in the early days. In the first 25 years of the league, the Pies won 5 premierships and were runners-up 7 times and missed the finals only once. Coventry, who played 306 matches, is the game's all-time goal-kicking record holder with 1,299 majors at an average of 4.25 per game. His brother Sid captained Collingwood to 4 successive flags between 1927 and 1930, the only club to have achieved that feat. The team's coach was Jock McHale, who was at the helm for an amazing 38 years, which reaped the club 8 premierships. He was succeeded in 1950 by Fonts Kine, who took the Pies to their 12th flag in 1953 and was the man who planned Collingwood's 1958 grand final win against Melbourne, possibly the most glorious victory the proud club has achieved. In upsetting the Demons, Kine's men prevented Melbourne equalling their record of 4 consecutive premierships. But thereafter, the club had to endure many grand final heartaches as Collingwood reached the grand final regularly, but the ultimate prize proved elusive. In Bob Rose's first year as coach, Collingwood lost the 1964 grand final by 4 points, the 66th grand final by a point, and the 1970 match by 10 points, after leading Carlton by a mammoth 44 points at half-time. It was a terrible time for the club, and Rose called it quits at the end of the 1971 season. Tom Hafey also had his share of disappointments at Victoria Park, because he took the Fires to 4 grand finals in 5 years without success.
And the Magpies are really savage at the moment. That's his second goal.
1977 was perhaps Hafey's most dramatic year. The club finished the home and away matches on top of the ladder. The Pies moved into the grand final after beating Hawthorn by 2 points in the second semi-final. That win, however, came at a mighty cost. Star forward and utility player, fabulous, Phil Carman, after being found guilty of striking Hawthorn's Michael Tuck, was suspended. Carman not only missed the grand final against North, which was a draw, he missed the replay, and another flag slipped through the Pies' fingers. The premiership drought was finally broken in 1990. Led by inspirational captain and Norm Smith medalist Tony Shaw, Collingwood plundered Essendon by 48 points. The 32-year wait for black and white glory was finally over.
Some club, some history. Tomorrow they play St Kilda at Waverley. The big match of the year for both clubs. Carlton against Melbourne. Melbourne will be devastated with North Melbourne's win. Geelong against Brisbane, Footscray Fitzroy. And on Sunday, Sydney, Richmond and Adelaide against Essendon. Check those local times. And Hawthorn has the bye. Well, Bernie and Robbo will include Gerard Healy here. What about this game at Waverley tomorrow between the Saints and the Magpies?
Well, it's a big game. They played a draw earlier in the season. I think St Kilda probably thought they should have won the game. Robert Harvey running into an open goal. I was down there and it was a terrific game. But Lockett and McEwen, very good battle. Dacos and Brown, important players for Collingwood. Lowe, maybe Drew thought that Lowe was suffering from the interstate game last week, so he'll be better. And McAdam, and I think the Saints will miss Winmar.
Yes, well, I think you've summed it up pretty well there, Robbo. St Kilda's record not all that good out at VFL Park. And Collingwood have had the knack of playing pretty well out there, and they often run off Lockett. Lockett is a tremendous full forward, but Collingwood in the past have used players, Kelly, such as Kelly, who's run up the field, and Lockett's not a tremendously fit player, and he's had trouble in that area. So I think Collingwood may win this game out there at VFL Park, Bruce. That's my tip anyway, Collingwood.
OK. Gerard, do you agree quickly? Do you think Collingwood will win?
Yes, I think so, Bruce. St Kilda's weakness is Collingwood's strength, and that's the running players. While it's not at all important at most grounds, it is at Waverley, and I think Collingwood will win, and win quite well. OK, and very briefly, Adelaide against Essendon, another important match? I'm going for Essendon there, but I'm not confident there. I think Adelaide could turn the tables. And Robbo and Bernie, very briefly, do you give Adelaide a chance at Football Park on Sunday afternoon?
Well, I do. What about you? I think they've got a good chance.
They'd have to have a chance, but I'm not tipping them, Bruce. I'm going the other way. I think that Essendon's form last week against North Melbourne was fantastic. They've certainly hit their form at the right time of the year. And I'm going for Essendon. I think they looked pretty good last week.
Well, I'll be a little bit more definite, and I'll tip Adelaide, Bruce.
OK, well, they're in with a chance, Robbo. They're betting 2-1 Adelaide, and Essendon at 5-2 at the moment. So they're the matches for the weekend. Some terrific games. But really, North Melbourne might have taken the wind out of the sails of those teams that are outside the six and hoping to make it. Because I think most people thought that if there was a team that was vulnerable in the competition in the six, it was North Melbourne. Tonight, they won a thriller by 3 points. So we've got a big weekend of sport coming up on 7. Football, basketball and motor racing. It's been a tremendous night, particularly if you're a kangaroo. Because tonight, against the odds, they beat that champion team by Western Australia by just 3 points.
Tonight Live with Steve Vizard comes your way next. Then it's time for news from around the world on the NBC Today Show.
In the streets of any suburb, in any country town in Australia, little children are dreaming the very same thing. It's a national obsession. This is the greatest game in the world. Let's play football. It's a national obsession. Football. Let's play football. Season, a captain stands with a cup raised in the air. The winner of the greatest game in the world. Put your feet up. Try and relax. It's football time.
has been a 7 Sport production. The 1991 AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Car Care, Westpac, CUB, Ultratune, Rocker Brothers and Foodland.